This story is usually told as a moral warning. Two brothers, one accepted, one rejected, one dead. But that framing is too clean, because the story does not begin with violence. It begins with evaluation. And evaluation is where human psychology quietly breaks. According to the biblical narrative, Cain and Abel are the first children born after humanity's exile. Not born into paradise, born into consequence. They grow up in a world where survival is no longer guaranteed, where effort matters, where work defines worth. Cain becomes a worker of the soil. Abel becomes a keeper of animals. Neither role is condemned, neither is praised. They simply are. Then the story introduces something subtle but catastrophic. Both brothers bring offerings, not because they are commanded to, not because of a law, but because humans instinctively seek validation. Abel brings the best of what he has. Cain brings the result of his labor. And here is the destabilizing moment. Abel's offering is accepted. Cain's is not. No explanation follows, no correction, no guidance, no feedback loop. Just silence. And silence, when paired with rejection, is psychologically lethal. Because the human mind cannot tolerate unexplained judgment. It must explain it. Cain is not told he is inferior, but he feels it. He is not punished, but he is ranked. The text says his face falls. This is not poetry. It is posture. The body registering a verdict the mind cannot yet articulate. This is the first failure in the human story. Not sin, not disobedience, but the moment identity becomes comparative. Cain now exists below someone else, and meaning becomes unstable when it is measured vertically. At this point, something crucial happens. Cain is addressed. He is warned. He is told that something is crouching at the door, waiting, not forcing itself in, waiting for consent. This is not supernatural horror, it is psychological realism. Resentment does not invade, it negotiates. Cain is told he can still master it, which means this descent is not automatic, it is chosen. And that is what makes the story unbearable. Because Cain is not ignorant, he is aware. Then comes one of the most chilling omissions in ancient literature. Cain speaks to Abel. We are not told what he says. This is not a narrative oversight. It is an invitation to project. Because resentment always disguises itself as reason. Whatever Cain said, it sounded normal enough, trustworthy enough, familiar enough. Enough to bring Abel into the field. Away from witnesses, away from protection, away from judgment. And there Cain kills him. No description, no drama, just an outcome. The first human death is not caused by hunger, not by fear, not by defense. It is caused by comparison left unresolved. Afterward, Cain is questioned. "Where is your brother?" And Cain responds, "Am I my brother's keeper?" This is not defiance. It is detachment. The moment responsibility collapses under resentment. Because resentment does something specific. It convinces the individual that moral obligations are unfair burdens, that care is asymmetrical, that others always demand more than they give. Cain does not deny the act, he denies the premise. And then something unexpected happens. Cain is not executed. He is marked. protected from revenge, set apart. This confuses readers who expect justice. But this story is not about punishment. It is about exposure. Cain is sent away to live with what he has become, not destroyed, but isolated, marked as someone who carries unresolved resentment. And here is where the story stops being ancient, because Cain is not a monster. He is a pattern. Whenever effort goes unseen, whenever judgment feels arbitrary, whenever recognition feels scarce, this psychology activates. Resentment forms when people believe they're suffering.